City of Timmins acknowledges that we are situated in Treaty 9 territory that is steeped in rich Indigenous history, and that the lands on which we operate are the traditional territory of many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people today. We also acknowledge Matagami First Nation, on whose traditional land we gather. We make this acknowledgement as a first step in recognizing First Peoples' large history and living culture that continues today. With respect, we acknowledge the spirit and intent of the treaty, as well as the elders, past and present.
Thank you very much, Kat. Now we're going to have our board member, Chris Gay, come up and speak as a member of the community.
Right. Hi everyone, my name is Chris. My pronouns are he, him, it. I'm honored to be here on behalf to not only represent Filthy Timmins Pride, but to speak on behalf of the trans community as a trans male myself. I want to start off by thanking everyone who were able to make it here and to show support, and thank those who helped organize today's flag raising for Trans Day of Remembrance. Trans Day of Remembrance commemorates transgender and gender diverse people who have passed due to violence, and the numerous members of the community who face discrimination, violence, and harassment. On November 28, 1998, Rita Hester, a Black trans woman, was killed in her home. This act of violence sparked action in a small group, including Gwendolyn Ann Smith, a trans woman and trans activist, to hold a memorial in honor of Rita Hester on November 20th, 1999. 20 years later, the violence has not ended. There have been a reported 389 deaths within trans communities from October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. It's important to note this number is likely much larger, but often these crimes are misreported or entirely unreported. And that's a stat from worldwide. These people are members of an internationally marginalized community taken from us before their time due to baseless fear and hatred. I am fortunate enough to have been able to safely be who I was always meant to be. Many people going through similar experiences have not been able to be as fortunate. I am able to say that I have found a supportive community within our small northern city, especially within Filthy Timmins Pride, and it has helped immensely along my journey. It is because of this support that I am able to stand here today and be a voice for those who no longer have one. People of the transgender and gender diverse community face immense adversity every day. Despite this, we still have the bravery to be ourselves. As Marsha P. Johnson, a Black trans woman and leader of Stonewall said, we have to be visible. We should not be ashamed of who we are. To those taken from us too soon, you are missed, you are remembered, and you deserve more than what this world could give. Thank you.
So now we're going to just take a quick moment of silence to recognize those who have experienced transphobia and who have experienced violence. So if we can just take a moment for that.
Bonjour, merci. I'm Michelle Bello. I'm the Mayor of Timmins. My pronouns are she, her, ed. I want to thank you all for joining us inside here today on this blizzardy day. We figured that we should invite you in since it's a lot easier to do some reflection and remembrance when we're warm and toasty. So thanks so much for being here. The tragedies that Chris spoke to and tragedies like the ones that happened this past weekend in the US at that nightclub are stark reminders that transphobia are still prevalent, they're still present in our community, like many others around the world. And so days of remembrance are important so that we can take a minute to reflect on what's going on to our neighbors, to those around us, and that we could be more aware of what we could be doing to bring an end to this kind of transphobia, because everyone deserves to just live their life happily, safely, wherever and however they choose to do that. So, and that being said, again, I thank you all because especially after waking up and reading the news about that nightclub, it's easy to feel helpless. We often don't know what to do, what we can do, and it's just hard to hold on to hope. And gathering like this together to support each other is one of the things we can do. So it's important that we should be there for each other. And so I'd like to thank Guilty Timmins Pride for providing that community in which we could support each other, especially in times when we're hearing about this kind of hard news to digest. So with that, we just have to stay strong, stay together. Again, thank you so much for coming to join me on this day of remembrance. I'm so happy to join you in that. So thank you for welcoming me in your community, and enjoy the weather. Let's see.
So thank you everyone for coming, and be sure to keep an eye out for the flag that will be raised later.
It's already up there.
That's what I
Okay.
say. It was going straight up.
Perfect, so check it out on your way out.
There we go. You can get a selfie on your way out really quickly before the wind blows.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, end the recording.